quilting friends, welcome back to Quilting Your Legacy. I am Emily and today we are on a quilting adventure where we are going to talk about 3 different quilt patterns only using 12 different fat quarters. That's right, the same stack of 12 different fat quarters can be very versatile when it comes to making beautiful quilts. And these quilts that I'm about to show you are true Quilting Your Legacy storytelling quilts where the fabric is going to tell a story on the entire quilt. So today what you're going to do is you are going to choose between these 3 different quilt patterns, and then I'm going to show you some fabric that are only using 12 different fat quarters to help that inspiration. Grab some of these fat quarters bundles or go ahead and go through your fabric stash to make any of these 3 different quilt patterns. Again, only using 12 different fabrics. You don't need accent colors, you don't need anything else except for 12 fat quarters. Quilt number 1 is called Acrobatic. Acrobatic is going to be measuring at 42 inches by 56 inches. There is an optional border, so you could make it a little bit larger if you wanted to, and that is going to be measuring at 50 inches by 64 inches with that additional border. The nice thing about Acrobatic is that it really lives up to its name. You're going to take your fat quarters and you're going to pair them together. Slice them at the angle cuts that the pattern says, then swap the pieces around to make the acrobatic block. It's almost like fabric acrobatics where each of the fabric prints is going to flip and twist and then just land right in the right spot. It looks like you've worked way harder on this quilt than you did. There's so much movement and angles and so much energy throughout this entire quilt. This is the kind of quilt where I would reach very bold color fabrics. Use some large floral prints, mix in with some solid color fabrics. Imagine a deep navy with a sunflower bright yellow. Or you could go with a black and white print mixed in with a splash of hot pink. Every cut of fabric really shows off that drama of the quilt. The second quilt option is called Berry Smooth. Berry Smooth is going to be measuring at 52 inches by 64 inches. The name of the quilt, Berry Smooth, literally says it all. So instead of making angles like in Acrobatic, you are going to be cutting out large strips with large rectangles. Some of these blocks will be having those large rectangles mixed with those long strips of fabric while keeping the rest of the rows nice and tidy. When you sew these blocks side by side, you're going to be creating this rhythm, this alternating rhythm, like picture frames and stripes going together. This quilt is going to be measuring at 52 inches by 64 inches, which makes it a generous lap size quilt, perfect for curling up underneath. For this one, I'm really imagining maybe using some like Western color fabrics or going with some brown Bali color fabrics, mixing in all of those different earthy tone fabrics. You could even flip it and go with a complete bright and cheerful rainbow quilt as well. There's really no right or wrong answer, and again, all you need is 12 different fat quarters, and with this particular quilt, it'd be amazing to use those larger piece fabrics as well. This is such a stash friendly quilt because the fabrics don't have to specifically go together. They could absolutely be a mismatch of just gorgeous fabrics that you love on your quilting adventures, and they just somehow magically go pieced together, stripped together in this gorgeous quilt. And the third quilt is called Eggroll. Eggroll is going to be measuring at 56 inches by 62 inches. The nice thing about Eggroll is that you are going to be using large piece fabrics and you're going to be creating 2 different quilt blocks. You're going to be creating quilt block A and then quilt block B and then spinning those blocks around to create the Eggroll quilt. This is a really fun quilt where it's organized, but yet it's also very playful and whimsical at the same time. Again, using those bigger type bolder fabrics would be absolutely brilliant with this, or going with like a Bali teal colorway so that way it's just a nice beautiful ocean movement throughout the entire quilt. And just as an idea, you could even go with some seasonal color fabrics too. Maybe go with some nice fall fabrics where you have like the playful small motifs and then you have the larger motifs all around that fall theme. And I've got a fat quarter bundle in mind as I'm saying that out loud that I cannot wait to show you. And honestly, this is the kind of quilt where you can make it once, but you could make it again and again, because each time that you make this quilt, it is going to come out completely different every single time. So what ties the Acrobatic, Berry Smooth, and Eggroll together? Well, again, it is 12 different fat quarters, and you don't need to fussy cut out each of the blocks. You are letting your fabric just go to work and showing off each of the fabric prints. Absolutely gorgeous. So whether you go with bold, soft, seasonal, or even scrappy, each of these 3 different quilt patterns is going to share a complete story all on its own. And that's why I love fabric bundles, because each of those fabric bundles are going to share a completely different story, so that your quilt is equally going to share a completely different story. Let's go ahead and start playing with some inspirational fabric bundles that you can choose from, that are carefully curated with you in mind to share a completely different, beautiful quilt story. So here is these gorgeous fall color fabrics. We have these really sweet little leaves zipping all around, but then we also have these bigger leaves as well. So this is very autumn, very New England, and again, these are 12 different fat quarters. But then check out this fabric. So this is definitely very playful, very whimsical, where you have your peaches. Oh, that one's actually in twice. This is where you have your bright and your cheerful color fabrics with these animals zipping all around. We've got a few unicorns mixed into it. So this is more of naturally a very playful, whimsical, great for a little person or for yourself when it comes to just having a quilt that is just cheerful and just makes you happy. And then we have these gorgeous Western color fabrics. Now with the Western fabrics, these have the pinks and the teals, and then these really fun deep mauve color as well. This would be absolutely gorgeous in any of the quilts that I showed you. And then I've got 2 more. Now the next pair, so these are going to be 12 different teal color ballies. Unbelievably gorgeous. And then last but certainly not least, I am just going to add this right on top. Last but certainly not least are these beautiful autumn browns in a copper colorway. Seriously gorgeous. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 different bundles carefully curated with you in mind to choose from. So there you have it, everybody. There are our 3 different quilts. We have Acrobatic, Berry Smooth, and Eggroll. Out of those 3, leave in the comments which are you going to make first. I would love to cheer you on, in addition to our entire quilting community. Make sure you check out the show description to join our Quilting Your Legacy monthly challenge, where we would be more than happy to cheer you on and let us know which quilt you are going to make first, which fabric bundle you are going to go with, and if you're looking for even more inspiration, yet again, check out that show description with some more goodies for you. Until next time, keep quilting, keep smiling, and keep quilting your legacy.